Hello, welcome back to my channel. I got the 14209 upgraded to 1410, put bigger wheels on and tyres. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to replace a fan on the motor, which is 16397. It's gone. The fan's just gone. I'll show you in the video a bit further down, but yeah, it's just gone. And then the wing that I tried replacing on a previous video, I've now got a metal bracket for it. Hopefully that's going to work, but we'll see. And then I complained of the little clips that hold the body on. I kept losing them. Been through a couple of packets, so I've actually brought these clips that have got rubbers that you can like connect into the body. So fingers crossed I won't lose any more, but that's doubtful. But anyway, let's get the coffee and let's get into this. Okay, welcome back. So let's get the top off here. It's a bit dirty from the last time it went out and had a bash in, but it's good. So we're going to take the fan off the top here first. So get the screwdriver. I did do this on a previous video that I did where I replaced the shock, but links in the description. I'll link to the items that I use for this. I can never remember how to get this out. So that's the handle, and then I want to take the top of this off. So this is where the ESC is, not the ESC, sorry, the remote, the controllers inside. This, you can use the controller to turn the light on the front of various other things. It's a bit like a management thing. So we need to get into that first. If I'm wrong, hit me the actual correct name up in the description, in the comments. That I can correct it as I'm going along, but we'll take this top off anyway. As you can see, it's now on a proper stand, and I'll show you what to take out when, I'll show you what screws to take out when I've taken them out. So let's get them out first. Kind of want to get this replaced before going further, before we do the wing. So what you want to do is you want to take the 4 screws out that hold this. This is water resistant or waterproof. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's in there good, in there well. So I don't think this is going to be an easy. It's actually glued in, so let's try and pry that out without breaking anything. I don't want to use anything sharp because it's just gonna. Is that screwed in? No. It's just in really well. So that's come out quite easily. So this fan, as you can see, it's completely gone. It's the second cable down. Sorry, second plug down. So it's this one here. So let's just pull that off. It literally is just a 3-pin plug. And it come out of there, as you can see there. Come out of that one, so just be gentle with it. Right, that was relatively easy to take off. Let's see if it's the same screwdriver to the fan off. My cat is on top of the fridge, daft thing. So let's take the fan off. It's held on by 2 screws, so just remember how you put it on, because you've got to put the other one back on the same place. So yeah, quite long screws. And then that's off with 2 screws. But that's come off quite easily with just 2 screws there. And then we're just going to replace it with the other one. Oh, it's come with 2 screws as well, so that's really good. Got some spare screws now. This thing got a bashing and a half when me and my lad was out with it. But the plan is to put it back in the same place. So where did I do it with them screws? So put the cable on the bottom. You can see that, so it needs to be on the bottom. So that needs to be cushioned. So that bit there needs to actually be on the motor, and the screws there. So they will go on there like so. Don't over tighten them, but just make sure they're hand tight. So you can see now it's on there. And then we're going to plug that cable. There's a 3-pin, I'll show you that. It's got the same 3-pin, and the black cable on there needs to be facing you. So if you look at that sat up like that, like so, that needs to be the black cable facing you. Quite a tight fit. Now we've done that, we need to make sure it works, don't we? So I'm just going to get a battery, and then we're going to see if that's working. So I've got one here. Thought I might have to go and get one, but I've got one here. I don't even know if this is, I think it's on storage charge, but it should be okay. It's 3.8 volts. And then, so we plug the battery in. So then it's a case of just switching it on. So we've switched it on, and you can see both fans are working there. So we know that works fine. So we can turn that off now. So we know that's okay. We'll put the battery aside. Remember to put it in a bag, fire safe bag. Your lipos, look after them. Right, so let's put this controller back in. Being careful with all the cables as you was before. We're trying to get it out, so that's relatively easy to put back. So as you can see, I put it exactly back in the same place it's come out. And then this, as you can see there, let's just get my screwdriver. That's the bit where the cables come out. So that's where you kind of really want to be putting that on the cable side. It is quite a tight fit around the cables, but we're on, as you can see there, we're on there, so that's nice. I like that. So let's screw this down. So it's the same 4 screws in reverse, so you're just going to tighten them up rather than loosen them. If you like this content, if you like this video, hit me up in the comments. Anything else? This is now the second video on this RC car. The other one was a shock that I happily ripped off. Go and have a look at that one. So that was a lot of fun, that was. And this, when we broke the fan, the other car, the 16208, that's got some issues. The video for that is coming after this. So if you interested in stuff like this, go and have a look at that video, subscribe, you'll get an alert for it. So, right, these screws are in now. I'm just going to tighten them down, not too tight, but there is a rubber sort of seal around the outside of the casing of this. So I'm hoping that is sealed and it's okay. Seems to be in place. Okay, so that was a relatively straightforward fix. Again, remember to make sure them cables are seated inside that little well there, so you can see where in there. Make sure they're in there, otherwise you're going to trap the cable and it's not going to work. So let's plug the battery back in. I'm a big believer in try again while it's in this stage and not when you're outside wanting to have fun. So we're back up and running. So now we've got a fan. So as you can see there, both fans are working. Got one on the ESC, I think that is. That controls the ampage to the motor, and then the one on the motor is working. Still learning all this stuff, so it might be wrong. Just let me know if I'm wrong. Right, so turn that off now. So we know that works now. That was quite an easy, straightforward fix. So that's fix number one. Get the battery out of here. Okay, we're done for that. Battery's safe. So that's it for this section. I'm just going to nip to the loo and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now we've replaced the fan, and that's all done now. So what we want to move on to now is the fin or wing, whatever you want to call it. So to do that, you take the top bit off first. So we're going to completely replace the fan. So on here, it's got 2 screws. So I'm going to take the 2 screws out. Again, not to chuck anything away. Keep them screws. That possibly might fit the, excuse me. Okay, so as you can see, in there, screws have been absolutely demolished. So this is the new part. I don't even know if it's going to fit. It was just, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade all of these parts to metal. Just put the screws there. Get the feeling I'm going to lose them. So I decided to get a metal part, which is a lot more better quality, and hopefully these won't break in this section here. But hey, who knows? Still could happen. Let's put the fin back on. I did think about getting another fin, but okay. Different screws. They're actually different screws that screw in, so seem to have a better fixing actually. As soon as I get it threaded in, it can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes, but hey. The reason for me getting the metal one, I don't think I've mentioned it before, is because it acts a bit like a wheelie bar, this does, and it helped a few times while I was out and about. So I thought, you know what, get a metal one, better quality. I may regret to say that. Right, they're tightened in now. You can see that looks quite good quality there. Quite happy with that, and I'm hoping that fits in there now, and it does. It fits in there perfect, just like the other one. So you can see there, it's got a little lip, and we just see, and they sit inside. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can actually see where they sit inside. It's nice and snug. It's like the other one, but the other one got ripped off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the extension off for the new body. So this is the body I decided to use, the upgraded body, but I need to take that off first. And that's, I like this stand. I do like this stand. So I like how you can just spin it round. So to do that, there was 2 screws to put this on. We're going to loosen them off. They're quite loose actually, so make sure they're nice and tight when we tighten that back on. But we'll just loosen one side and then take one off completely. Don't create more work for yourself. Don't take it off altogether if you don't have to. So let's see if that's out now. So put that to one side, not to lose the screws. So let me just show you there. So what I mean by that is unscrew one side. So unscrew one side, and then the other side, you can just put it on that side like that. So that's now out of the way. So just make sure you can see that. So as you can see, that sits in there snug, and then we just loosen both screws, take one side out, and now we can get to the screws underneath where we're going to put the body. So, sorry, the fin, the wing or fin, you know, some people say fin, some people say wing. We're going to put the normal screwdriver on again, and then we're going to screw it in, and hopefully that will fit nicely, that will. But nothing's ever straightforward. I don't know if you can see there. So underneath, I'll show you from the back, you can see 2 screw holes that are empty. They're the 2 screw holes, there's 2 on each side that you're going to use to screw this in. So I'm just going to put one in. That went in quite easily actually. And then definitely fits better, sits in there better. So I'm kind of glad that I did go for the metal one now. I was a bit unsure. It wasn't expensive, but you know, you gotta save your pennies when you can. Okay, I've just noticed something which could be a bit of a problem. We're in. I've done one side. Let's tighten that nice and tight. So there's a bit of give in the plastic. So in the plastic arm support that supports the suspension and everything else, there's a bit of give in that, and I'm hoping that'll give it a bit of give and not break. I may regret that altogether, but fingers crossed. So the other side's a bit fiddly because obviously that thing's still on there that supports the frame. But let's see if we can get a screw in there. Yeah, in the top bit, that's gone in quite easily. That's screwed in. See, the thing I love about this is that you hold that in place like that and that swivels around, so then you can really get in there and just swivel it around until you need to put a bit of force onto it. They're much better screws, they've got a better fixing. So I'm just hoping it doesn't, like I've just said, smack it and then break the frame. There's my screw. Jesus. Always work where it's tied it. Right, so you know I said don't create more work for yourself. Just take it off completely because you will create more work for yourself. I can't get to it. Can't get to the where I need to put this third screw in. Remember to swap them over. That's another thing I like about a screwdriver. Let me just show you there, so you should be able to see a screw sticking out. At the back there, so just there. Not sure if you can see that. I'm not going to see it until post edit, so fingers crossed you can see that there. Okay, make sure all the screws are nice and tight. Yeah, we're good. We're golden. Right, swap it over. And put this back in now, so you need to put this back in. Don't forget to put it in, because you cause yourself a nightmare when you realise you've not put it on when you go to put the body back on. Right, that's one side. It's definitely becoming easier now I know what I'm looking for. When I'm taking these apart and putting them back together. Yeah, it's becoming easier. Put that in a bit tighter this time, because when I undone the screws, there was a bit loose. The last thing you want is this thing to come loose. So it's nice and tight. Dory, what are you doing? That's my cat, by the way. I don't know if you can hear her in the background, but she's messing about like she normally does. Right, so that's now in place. You can see, quite happy with that. Nice fixing. I'm probably going to eat my words, but I quite like that. Okay, so now it's the body. So make sure that's out of the way. So I'm forever losing these little rubbers. I had some with rubbers on, I had some without. I'm forever losing them, so I've gone for these ones this time. So I'll show you quickly. So the little rubber holding for the clips. I think it's a bit of a silly idea. I like the 16208, where like you've got a body release at the bottom. Sorry, at the back, and I actually have repaired that, and it was quite easy to repair in one of the other videos. So, right, that's 4. So I've got 4 spare. Now then, let's see how long that lasts, eh? So I've got 4 spare. So what I need to do is go and get my screwdriver so I can put some holes into this body, and then hopefully I'm not going to lose these, but make sure they're back a bit, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna get my screwdriver, back in a second. Right, okay, welcome back. So this is repair number 3. Well, it's not really a repair, I'm just sick of losing these things. But this was the first repair. You can see the state of that, look at that. That's in right. I don't know how that happened, but hey. So now what we're gonna do is drill in, it's not a screwdriver, it's a drill. I'm gonna drill in so these will sit in the body. So first we're gonna get a small drill bit. Now, this is not how to do it, this is how I'm doing it. Apologies for the noise. So this is not an how-to, this is how I'm doing it. So if you're doing the same thing, always use caution around tools and so forth in your hands. Make sure it's safe, because I'm not being held responsible if you injure yourself. Right, I'm going to put one there. You know, it might be a good idea not to do this on top of the car. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put the car to one side. And I'm going to put the body on here. I'm not sure if it will fit actually. Oh, it's not a bad fit, but it's better than drilling in and then going through one of the cables. Try and make it as symmetrical as you can. And what I mean by that is in line. Because I want to try and make it as neat job, but also simple. I don't think you need a tape measure to do this. But right, so that's the first 2. Well, that's one of the screws. Look at the state of that. That's what snapped off on the back of the wing. Anyway, so So now we've done that, let's do the back ones first. Let's see if they go through. Very tight. Right, let's get another drill bit. These were just a guide to roughly know how far to go with how big to make the holes. This drill set has seen better days. I think I'll try that one. That might be a bit big actually. About right, I think. We'll try it first. Can always do another hole. Right, remember to keep your fingers out of the way. It's only plastic, you don't need to put a lot of force onto it. Right, I think that, you know when you got a plan, you think, might work, you're not sure. That is perfect. So, as you can see now, they're now connected. And the drill bit I used first off was a number, that's a number 4, no. Let's just see. Number 3. And then I used a number 5 to make the hole as big as that. And as you can see, it's worked out. Let's make them ones a bit bigger. Remember, safety first. Make sure your fingers aren't in the way. If you're a kid watching this, get your dad to do it. This. I've made a right mess. My wife's going to kill me. They need to clean up then, I guess. Alright, they've gone in quite easily. You know what my concern is? They're probably going to pop out. They're in quite nice. The purpose of them is just to stop the plastic things, sorry, the metal things from disappearing. So I don't want to lose these anymore. So, and that's what the name of the game is, not to lose anymore. There's got to be a better way, surely. Right, we're on. Better, I think. I think they're better. Not going to lose them now, so who knows? I might not lose them. Let's try it. I like how it's self-adjusting. That's nice, I like that. I like how it self-adjusts. Right, digressing again, apologies. You want to see if I've actually done this, don't you? To be fair, so do I. Right, they're on. If I put them facing away, hopefully it'll be harder for them to pull out. I'll show you in a second. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So that's going to be that one. And then that one's that one. Right. So as you can see, the ones these ones, I lose the front ones the most. I don't know why. So what I've done is I've reversed them round. So fingers crossed, if they go to pop out, they're not going to pop out. But if you sit them over like that, they sit back on themselves. As you can see, they actually push down on the body, so it helps keep the body in place. I'm guessing that's a thing. But yeah, we're in. I might glue them, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how we get on. But quite happy with that. Right, that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've learnt a bit more how to use a screwdriver. I'm only kidding. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, all the stuff, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.